Kids go absolutely wild for the new Peppa Pig backpack. But what if Peppa grew up too? Number 1. Peppa's backpack is more than just a bag. In several episodes, Peppa is seen wearing or holding her pink backpack. It shows up during school trips, family outings, and sometimes even at home. Kids watching pick up on this right away. For many of them, that backpack becomes a must-have. It's not just a cartoon accessory, it turns into a symbol of fun and independence. In real life, it even shows up in stores and playgrounds, worn by kids who want to feel like Peppa. The backpack connects her world to ours, which is why some fans say it might be the one thing that stays constant, even in another version of her life. Number 2. Peppa has stayed for over 2 decades. Peppa Pig first aired in 2004, and since then, she has always been 4 years old. Her family hasn't aged, her house looks the same, and even the school still has the same students and teachers. Every birthday party looks like the last one. This never-changing setup makes it feel like Peppa's world is stuck in time. It's not something that happens in real life, which is why fans think it might be on purpose. Maybe time just doesn't move the same way in her world. Or maybe we're watching just one version of a world where time simply stands still. Number 3. Peppa's future was already imagined by the show. In the episode In the Future, Peppa imagines what her life will look like when she's older. She talks about marrying Pedro Pony, getting taller, and driving a flying car. It's one of the few times the show lets us see a grown-up Peppa. The ideas are playful, but they also suggest that the writer has thought about time moving forward in her world. It might not be part of the main story, but it gives fans a peek into another version of Peppa's life. If that future exists, then maybe we're only watching one part of a much bigger timeline. Number 4. George is growing into a big brother. Peppa and George just got a new sibling. This is a big change, especially for George. Until now, he's always been the baby of the family. In many episodes, he's shown playing alone or being helped by Peppa. But with a new baby on the way, George will have to step up. Based on how he reacts to responsibility in past episodes, like helping with chores or sharing toys, fans think he's ready to grow. This change doesn't just add a new character, it shifts the family dynamic, which could mean we're entering a new phase of their world. Number 5. Peppa and Pedro were always headed toward something. In the future, Peppa says she wants to marry Pedro Pony. It's a quick moment, but fans noticed it right away. Looking back at older episodes, there are small clues that support this idea. Pedro often appears in episodes with Peppa, and the two seem to get along well. Even if they tease each other sometimes, they sit together, play together, and are part of the same friend group. It never confirms a romance. That one scene opens up the idea that their bond might be stronger than we thought. It could be a sign of a possible future, or a glimpse into another version of their story. Number 6. Peppa is slowly shifting from puddles to growing up. In early episodes, Peppa jumps in muddy puddles and giggles at simple games. But as the show goes on, she starts showing signs of growing up. She helps Mummy Pig cook, imitates adults during pretend play, and even shows an interest in planning and organizing. These little moments make her feel more mature than when the show first began. It's not a full change, but it's enough to suggest a shift. Some fans believe these hints show that Peppa might be slowly aging. Maybe not in this world, but possibly in another version of it that moves forward. Number 7. Daddy Pig's boat could be a clue about retirement. In episodes like The Boat, Daddy Pig talks about sailing with pride. He often mentions loving the sea, steering the boat, or wanting to spend time relaxing. It feels like more than just a hobby. These repeated scenes might be small clues that Daddy Pig dreams of slowing down, maybe even retiring. He's often shown getting tired after work or taking naps, which also supports the idea. Fans think that in a world where time does move forward, Daddy Pig would be the first to settle into a calm life by the water. His boat might already be waiting. Number 8. Madame Gazelle might be more than just a teacher. Madame Gazelle has been teaching for years, yet she never changes. She looks the same in every episode and never mentions her age. In fact, in the Halloween special, she doesn't appear in the mirror. A small detail that fans picked up on right away. Many believe this is a quiet hint that she might be a vampire. It could just be a fun gag, but if everyone else ages while she stays the same, it adds to the mystery. In a timeline where time moves forward, her secret would become harder to hide, and her true story might finally be told. Number 9. The kids' career games reveal future possibilities. In several episodes, Peppa and her friends pretend to have jobs. Susie Sheep loves playing dress-up and talking about fashion, while George always picks dinosaurs. These choices seem fun at first, but they repeat often, which feels more like a pattern than a joke. Even Edmund Elephant is called Clever Clogs and talks like a future scientist. Some fans believe these pretend jobs could be early signs of who the characters might become later in life. If another version of this world lets them grow up, these role plays might actually be early hints of their real careers. Number 10. A college version of Peppa's world already makes sense. There are moments in the show where Peppa and her friends ask about growing up. They talk about what they want to be or where they'll live. Based on this, fans imagine Peppa studying agriculture, since she loves nature and muddy puddles. George might study paleontology because of his love for dinosaurs. Rebecca Rabbit could study business, and Susie might go into fashion. These ideas don't come out of nowhere. They come from what the characters already enjoy. If time ever moved forward in Peppa's world, college could be a natural next step, not a strange leap. Number 11. Names change as characters age in Peppa's world. In the episode Sea Treasure, George finds a bottle signed by someone named Reggie Rabbit. Later, we find out that Reggie is actually Grandpa Rabbit. This reveal quietly shows that adults in Peppa's world don't use first names anymore. They become known by titles like Grandpa or Mrs., while kids still use their personal names. If time passed in their world, Peppa might grow up and stop being called Peppa. She could become Mrs. Pig, just like Mummy Pig. This pattern is already in place, and it makes fans think that aging comes with a name shift in another version of this world. Number 12. Alexander could become the new face of the show. Alexander, Peppa's baby cousin, appears in a few episodes, usually being cared for by Peppa or George. He doesn't say much yet, but he's part of the family. If Peppa's world allowed her to grow up and move on, Alexander could be the one to take her place as the main character. He's young, curious, and fits the age that new viewers connect with. It wouldn't be a strange idea. It's something the show has already set up. If another timeline exists where Peppa becomes a teenager, maybe that same world gives Alexander his turn in the spotlight. Number 13. Time moving forward would bring real goodbyes. In episodes like Granny Pig's Chickens, we see how close Peppa's family is to Granny and Grandpa Pig. They take care of the garden, tell stories, and spend time with their grandchildren. But if time actually moved forward in Peppa's world, they would age too. That means Peppa and her family might one day have to say goodbye. It's a tough thought, but it matches what happens in real life. Some fans believe the show avoids time progression to keep these beloved characters around. However, in an alternate timeline where characters age, these emotional changes would have to happen. Number 14. Mr. Fox's shop wouldn't survive in a stricter future. Mr. Fox is known for selling all sorts of things in his little shop. Sometimes the items are random, and other times they seem a bit too odd for a proper store. Fans have pointed out that he often cuts corners, offering goods that may not be fully approved. If Peppa's world aged up and rules became stricter, Mr. Fox might have trouble running that shop the same way. Freddie Fox, who dreams of being a police officer, might even have to step in. The show never confirms anything illegal, but it leaves just enough space for this theory to exist. Number 15. A new generation would naturally take the lead. In many episodes, Peppa takes care of George, helps her friends, and even teaches simple lessons. These moments already show her acting like a leader. If time moved forward in her world, it would make sense for the next generation to step in. Just like Peppa once did, their children could take on new adventures. The roles would shift, but the format would stay familiar. Viewers could follow a new group of young animals while still seeing Peppa as a guiding figure. This pattern is already in place, and in a different version of their world, it could continue naturally. Number 16. Peppa's backpack could outlast everything else. Through all the years and changes in Peppa's world, one thing has stayed the same: her backpack. Whether she's going to school, visiting Granny Pig, or heading out on an adventure, it's almost always with her. It's small and simple, but it represents something important. The backpack holds her favorite things, her tools, and sometimes her imagination. If time passed and everything else changed, her age, her friends, even her home, fans believe the backpack would still be there. In many ways, it's more than just an object. It's a symbol of who she is, and that might never change. Peppa's pink backpack, George's glow-up, and even time itself, there's clearly more than meets the eye. It's almost like we're watching snapshots from different versions of their lives. But what if all of Peppa Pig is just one big loop? Comment below if you've ever noticed something strange in the background. Like, subscribe, and keep watching. We're just getting started.